Shark Log, what's up, bro?
Damn, bro, you just woke me up.
What it do, brother? What it do, my man? What is up, chat? How's everyone doing? We see y'all. Can you hear us good? Give some tens. Give some tens in the chat. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, tens in the chat would be huge. I'm trying to figure out how do I share this beast to my Twitter.
I just literally copied the link. Hold on. Let me see if I can at you in this one real quick. That I
Yeah,
just
I retweeted it. What up, chat?
How does everyone's March Madness first opening weekend go? So we're here. We're running it back. We had a great show the first go around. So let's see how we do this time. Shark, how did your weekend go for you, bro?
Man, secured profit ended up 31 and 23 on all picks. That's largely due to a monster Friday where I went 13 and 3, my guy.
Nice. Let's go.
We had some kind of oh, what up, Kool-Aid Dave? Weekend was fire thanks to Shark, my guy.
Let's go. Shout out to Kool-Aid Dave. Tailing some winners, baby.
That's right. If you want to pull up our graphic real quick, we'll just kind of recap how that went.
All right, bet. Give me 1 second. So 13 and 3 overall. That's fire. How did Saturday go for you? Were you chasing dogs, or were you kind of on the side of all the favorites there?
Saturday was a frustrating day
Yeah.
of some late game crumbling. Like Michigan State, obviously chasing some dogs. They like had that nice lead, then they let NC back in. Washington State, they were in it for the entire game, and then late game crumbled again as Iowa State blew the doors off. Obviously, Duquesne was absolute shit, and then Oregon. I was on Oregon too, so
Yo,
go to
what's up,
double X, we
Charlie?
just did not cover.
Yeah, Oregon was tough. Oregon was tough. That was heartbreaking. I took them live, and then when it went into overtime, I was like heart sunk, and I was like, "There's still a chance." And then when it went into double overtime, I knew it was over with. And then when Kalkbrenner hit the three, it was like the stabbing in the heart. Right? It's like when he hit the three, then I was worried for. I think Trent had like plus 4.5 ticket. I think there was a lot of people out there with like 5.5. I didn't get it pregame because the line move was way too much, and I opened up at like +7. By the time game time hit, it was like +4. But I grabbed them when so they were up by one with like 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left, and they called the timeout. And I was like, they're gonna come out this timeout, and they're gonna score. So I grabbed them on the money line. Then it was like -105, and then they scored the three to go up by four, and then they ended up blowing it, man. I think that was probably the worst loss of the weekend. Oregon's lost there, man.
All right, let's do some positives here. Okay. So I want, before we get into the Sweet 16 slate, I want your favorite personal bet from the weekend.
Okay. What's up, Mush? What's up, Mush? How you doing? What's up, Chell? What's up, Chell?
Yo.
What's up, Chell? Oregon definitely did rip the hearts out of millions. So my favorite bet of the weekend, bro, it was last night's pick, and I went wagon on it. 5% play to my community, Texas A&M, +9.5. I also sprinkled the money line at +550, and then you could have gotten it at +10.5. Obviously, it was a sweat there. 2 minutes left, down by 12. But to see the way they came back and then gave us a chance to have something to root about to go into overtime. I mean, 1 second left, bounce pass, through the middle of the lane. As a hooper, you can kind of probably appreciate that play. And man, like to see that, and then them have a chance. I think some questionable shot selections from Wade Taylor kind of blew the opportunity for the outright win. But I mean, just seeing Texas A&M come back and cover, and then to even think, bro, like they were 2 inches away from really maybe even winning the game outright in overtime because those two step backs, in regulation, their foot was on the line each time. So to even think about it that way as well is just to kind of think of like one, wasted opportunities or missed opportunities, especially with the free throws, but two, just to kind of give us a good exciting game as well. And I think that for me was a highlight because I was boots on ground in Memphis for the Friday slate, but I saw nothing but blowouts. So it was the only region where every team won by 15 or more points. So that kind of sucked. So to kind of see Memphis get two good games on the second half of this weekend was kind of cool to see, and A&M kind of capped that off for me.
W's. I'm gonna go. I got two of my personal favorites. You know, I have Gonzaga in my Final Four, so seeing them absolutely beat the shit out of Kansas, like I knew they would, was super satisfying.
That's lit. I thought about you when you said that when I was with Gonzaga, so that was awesome.
That's right. They're still cooking. Other favorite, of course, that being NC State. As you know, we said last week we have NC State in my Elite Eight.
Okay,
So just to see them continue to take care of business and be the team of destiny is huge.
let's
DJ
go.
Burns is my guy. Shout out, big ups, big ups. All right, real quick, worst commercial over the weekend. Commercial that you're gonna drive off the bridge if you hear one more time.
Bro, it's funny you say that because I'm trying to think of some now, but I do know during the time I was just like, I'm tired of seeing this shit. Chelly said the Apple commercial for sure. I think that's definitely up there. That is definitely up there. The one with there was a few with a few jingles that I mean, once you hear the jingles too many times, I'm just like, bro, get this out of there. But I have to kind of remember a specific one that I was kind of annoyed at. What about for you?
There's nothing like worse than losing hundreds of dollars on a bet. And then they go to commercial break and it's like, get it for a buck, get it for a buck, get it for a buck, get it for a buck. And it's the Wendy's commercial. And
The
you're like, God
Wendy's one,
damn it.
hell yeah.
Fuck. That or the don't let me go. That the Verizon like deleting your old pictures one. I'm just like, dude, it's
Yeah,
enough. I saw a lot of people tweeting about the Chet and SGA one.
yeah,
But
that one
the
too.
don't let yes, thank you, Chelly. The don't let me go and the get it for a buck. I thought I hated the Bag Boys old Wendy's commercial. The
Yeah.
Bag Boys. And then when they did the get it for a buck one, I was like, you have got to be fucking kidding me.
Right. I didn't even think about it that way. That's hilarious. That's where the
Yeah, don't
YouTube
let me
TV
go.
four screens help because I sure was switching between each game. Like I was not trying to hear no type of commercial. So that's funny.
It's crazy. All right, let's get into the Sweet 16, shall we?
Let's do it, my man. Do we want to do a quick re? No, yeah. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move
Yeah,
on.
let's move on. Let's dive into these games here. You want to start at the very top?
Let's do it, bro. Let's start from the
Well,
top and let's go with this. Let's break down the board at the same time.
all right, so we're going UConn and San Diego State. Here we go, man. Here we go, Noble. Championship rematch. Who could have seen this coming, right? You think the
Yeah.
Aztecs haven't had this circled on their calendar since Selection Sunday?
You know, believe it or not, I do think they did because they played like it. I'm not gonna lie. So I think they knew that the opportunity would have come to be able to face down with UConn, and I think obviously Auburn losing makes that much more reality. So for me, I think this is a game that they're going to be inspired to play in. 11 points is the spread that I'm seeing here. I don't know if I can lay that many points, in all honesty, um, with UConn. But if there is a team that's going to get it done and cover such a big spread, it is UConn. But I think we can take also a look at maybe their team total at 72.5. I think that might be a good look at some of these games that you're expecting to be a little bit more defensive. Even like Texas A&M Houston yesterday went over, and then like the games that you're expecting to see a ton of offense have actually kind of been going under. So it's been kind of weird. I don't know if I'm the only person who's been realizing that. So maybe I think in this game where you have a total of 136. Both of these offenses have the ability to get hot, but I think at the end, UConn's a little bit too big on the inside, and that's going to be the difference right there. And he's going to be, Carl Brenner is really going to be able to match up with Jadon Ledee there. So for me, I think it's UConn, and maybe we can see how the line moves. Maybe if we can get a cheaper number, maybe by Thursday or Wednesday. What do you think?
So it sounds like you think UConn's going to be doing scoring, but it sounds like you're not confident enough to how well or to fade how well San Diego State's offense has been playing.
Right, exactly. I think that's the thing. Or I think San Diego State can keep this game close for at least a little bit to where we can get a better number. But I think that -6 first half looks a little bit more attractive to me. Or if you can get that 5.5, I think that's a little bit more attractive than the six, than the maybe the full 11 points because we're seeing a lot of teams like Houston. We've seen what other teams have come out strong. UConn, obviously. Duke yesterday, Gonzaga. Like we've seen these teams really be able to grab it in the first half. And then the second half is where things get a little dicey because teams go on runs. So for me, I think that the first half, maybe -5.5, might be actually a really good look on this matchup.
Yeah, I like it. And I actually am probably more confident than you as far as laying the points with UConn. I mean, yeah, San Diego State players returning from last year's runner-up squad. Jaden Ledee, a
Hmm.
real-life monster. Lamont Butler, last year's tournament hero. Darian Trammell, Micah Parrish. It's absolutely no secret that San Diego State has always been a defensive-minded team. I mean, they're top 10 in defensive efficiency this season, but their
Hmm.
offense has been rolling on all cylinders, like we've touched on. Not only are they going to have to suffocate the Huskies' offense, but they're going to need to match their scoring output too. It's not going to be easy. Numbers actually suggest that Dan Hurley's Huskies are better than last year's team.
Mm.
And that's without Sonogo. That's without Andre Jackson. That's without Jordan Hawkins. It's scary hours up in here. All the trends right now are stacked against UConn. Hasn't been a back-to-back champ since the Gators in 06, 07. Before that, it was Duke in the 80s. Now they got to play the team that they beat in the ship last year to get to the Elite Eight. Wild stuff, right? Huskies have been nearly unstoppable the last 2 years in the tourney under Dan Hurley. Last year, they didn't win a game by less than 13 points. People forget that. This season so far, they've mollywopped Stetson by 39. They beat Northwestern by 17. They held Boo Buie to just 9 points. I think they stopped trying in that game, and that's why Northwestern kind of came back. Not to mention, they shot 3 of 22 from downtown that game, and
Hmm.
we're still able to beat them. So, yes, San Diego State has been playing a lot better. They beat Yale handedly, but the gulf in quality, you're going to hear me saying that a lot. The gulf in quality between Yale and UConn is unfathomable.
Yeah.
You know, UConn won the Natty last season by 16 points, and they have a better team this year than they do last. I'm expecting more of the same this year. You know, Brian Dutcher and the Aztecs, they can watch all the film they want, but Dan Hurley knows ball. He's not scared. The Huskies are taking this one, and I'm willing to lay the points.
I like that. I like that.
So right now we have a UConn team total and potentially you. I'm with you on the team total. I do think that they're going to be scoring a lot. So why don't we just write down the UConn spread and the UConn team total, and then at the end we can kind of figure out which one we like best.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, Ken Palm
All right,
has this
next
as the
game.
73-65 win for UConn.
W's. What's next? Oh, Iowa State, Illinois. Jesus. Iowa State, Illinois. A tale of two teams. The offensive downpour of the Illini versus the clamps of Cyclone Nation.
Yeah.
What are you thinking here?
I'm thinking we're going to go with. Let me look at the line here to see what it is.
Right now it's Iowa State -2.
Okay,
Minus
-2.
130 money line and 146.5 total.
So this is a game that I would take the money line on -130 for Iowa State. I might be biased because I have Iowa State in my Final Four, but Iowa State to me is truthfully one of the best and all complete teams in the league this year, in the sense of they have such a strong defense, number one in defensive efficiency, number 34 in effective field goal percentage, number two in turnover percentage, but their offense is good enough to keep up if their defense fails them. And I think we kind of saw a glimpse of that in the first half against the Washington State game, where they were trailing in the majority of that game in the first half. They were missing shots, but their defense was able to keep it close enough until their offense heated up. And this is an offense 49th in adjusted efficiency, and also that can shoot the ball really well from deep. And they have several different weapons led by Keyshawn Gilbert there. But Timon Lipsey, he can go off at any time. Curtis Jones as well. Got the big man Trey King. So there's a few different pieces there for the Iowa State team. Obviously, Terrence Shannon, this is a 35-point game for him. If he drops 35 on 60% shooting, 55% shooting, they're going to be right there at the end of this game. They're going to have a chance to win it. It really depends on how Terrence Shannon is playing. But Illinois has the top-ranked offense right now in the country, according to KenPom. And because of that, I think that it's going to be top offense against top defense. Who are you going to lean with in March unless we get a godlike performance like what we saw from from Jack from Oakland? Then I think that you have to lean with the overall better team here. But Illinois has the individual player that can take over the game in Terrence Shannon and lead this team to victory if that is an angle that you want to exploit. I can't see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's truly a coin flip as far as like, do you like the defense or do you like the offense better? But I think we're going to be on different sides here, Noble.
Okay.
And that's,
I like
with all
that.
due respect, like I said, it's a tale of two teams. Terrence Shannon Jr. and Marcus Domask have had themselves a hell of a run here. There's no denying that. The front court has also been a wrecking crew. Obviously, Coleman Hawkins is a beast, but they've got the emergence finally of Dane Danger, one of
Mm-hmm.
the best names in the country, in my opinion. They've propelled Illinois to be a complete team. They've always pushed to be that complete team this year. I think finally they're putting it together. Only problem is the defense although it has shown some flashes of improvement, still isn't that great. Luckily for them, the Cyclones aren't a phenomenal offensive team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm not scared of anyone on the Cyclones to take over the game. Like that's what you need in a tight game at the end of March. Yes, they beat Houston. They did that through their defensive prowess. They force turnovers. They take away the 3-point line. But Illinois is very good at scoring from all areas of the floor. They don't rely on the three ball. They're truly going to have to slow down Illinois and take them off their game to win this. But if Illinois turns it into a track meet or a deluge, all bets are off. Iowa State does not have the firepower to keep up with that. So, like I said, truly a toss up, offense versus defense. Usually, you've heard me talk about this last week, in an unstoppable force meets an immovable object battle, I'll side with the immovable object. But much like we saw with Bama and Grand Canyon yesterday, was that yesterday already? Damn,
It
that is
was.
24 hours in life. Having big time shot makers in March is too much to contest with for all 40 minutes.
you are you are
So
right.
yeah, I think Illinois is a better shooting team than Houston is. So if you're going to say like, oh, the Cyclones beat Houston, I just have a feeling about the way the Illini are playing inspired ball right now. And I'm going to lean with them and grab the points in what could be a close game. With two contrasting styles of play, I'm going to take the bigger shot makers in this one.
That's fair. I'm not opposed to that, but I do want to also just counteract that or rebut that a little bit in the sense of every time that Illinois has stepped up in class against defensively against a team that's strong defensively, they've lost this year. Marquette, they lost. Tennessee, they lost. Purdue, even ranked 13th in defensive efficiency, they lost. Maryland, a team that's ranked 12th in defensive efficiency, they've lost. Northwestern, a team that's ranked 51st in defensive efficiency, they've lost. Michigan State, a team that's offense is not that good, but 11th in defensive efficiency, they've lost. So if you look at their recent streak, yeah, they've been hot, but look at it. Iowa, Ohio State, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Morehead State, and Duquesne. 6 straight wins, but 6 straight teams that defensively don't really move the needle that much. And then you can say Duquesne is more of a defensive-minded team, but they don't have the size, nor the talent, nor the skill that was able to ever keep up with Illinois, in all honesty. So I think now that we have an Iowa State team here that levels out the playing field a little bit, I think that we got to go with what we've been seeing all year. Illinois beats teams that are offensive-minded, but when they're facing a team that's defensive and gets into their stuff a little bit, that's where the tables turn. But it is March. We never know what can happen.
It is March. That's why I'm taking the bigger shot makers, but I'm not taking away anything from that sell job. I agree. I mean, there's a reason they couldn't beat Purdue any of those games this year. So I'm gonna ride with the hot team.
That's
I
fair.
like it. We're gonna be on both sides of the coin on that one. Best of luck, my brother.
Let's see who chat has. Chat, what are you guys thinking in that game? We're thinking Illinois, or are we thinking Iowa State in that matchup? So let us know.
Also, does it sound like we are potentially leaning an over there?
It's possible.
Is that what it sounds like from both of our kind of pitches? It sounds like you think that Iowa State can keep up with it and also that the games with defensive-minded teams are going over in this tournament.
I think so. KenPom has this as a 76-75 victory for Iowa State, but the total is 146.5. A 76-75 puts us at a total at 151. When you normally see a disparity that wide on KenPom, something pretty interesting to take a look at. So I definitely would keep my eye on that total and see how it moves throughout the week, because if we can get it down to 144, 145, I really like that, but I do lean the over here at this 146.5 number. That's definitely a very good point that you brought out there, Shark. I do like that over. I'm going to write that down.
Devin says take the opposite of Trent, and it sounds like Chelly's going to be on Illinois. He's saying
okay,
Iowa State's going to try to slow them down, but it's not possible. Illinois just plays too fast.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Okay. Let's go.
We got input from the Chell Lord, taking a little break out of the ice to come talk some ball with the fellas.
Facts. Give me 1 second, Shark. It looks like the stream just stopped. So hold on. I made it 20 minutes before it started glitching. Hold on. Let me finish this real quick. Let me try it one more time.